Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and today I'm just in the mood for playing with some digitals. So today I'm going to use one of my Ko-Fi digitals, Vintage Summer Breeze. It's a Ko-Fi digital freebie, and basically I think I want to make some tags. And the kit comes with like some vintage pages. It's, you know, summer theme. You know, and then some ephemera. It comes from some ephemera sheets. So I've already cut out the ephemera, and I'm probably going to use maybe one of these little paper doilies, some coffee dyed paper, maybe some tissue. And this is I had gotten this paper off of either Temu or Shein, one of them, months ago, and I never really used it. It kind of reminds me of like a tea bag. It has that like thin kind of feel. You could just use a tea bag if you have some already tea dyed. And then I'm probably going to use one of these jelly printed or mixed media papers that I gotten from Darcy. On Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, they have like sales and stuff, and so I'm probably going to use one of these for that. And this is also one excuse me, one of those leftover pieces that I had used in another project. And then I've just got some blue and black cardstock. So I'm going to probably try to keep it super simple. So what I'll do is I'm going to have some solid backdrops, which I'm going to make I'm probably going to make 2 blue, 2 black, just to keep it simple. And I'm going to make some different size. Well, I guess I could make the same size tags. And so let's see here, because I think I want to make them double pocket. So what I should do, yeah, is I'll have like blue on one side and black on the other side, and then maybe coffee dyed paper on the other side as well. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to take, these are just 8.5 by 11 inch coffee papers. So I guess I could make each tag like 3 inches. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. I may just make 3 tags instead of 4. Yeah, I'll just make 3 tags. That's fine. And then 3 by 6.5. Yeah, I think I'll do 3 by 6.5. And I'm going to keep these little leftover pieces because I can make these into little pockets. As a matter of fact, let me just cut like, let's see, turn it like this, and then I'm just going to cut it at an angle so that these could potentially be like little pockets or something, you know. All right, so let's move this out the way. Well, actually, I might as well keep it open. So if this is 2, what was that? I lost my 6.5 by 3 by 6.5. Then I'm gonna need like a 2.5 by 5 3/4. All right, so let's just first take this white off of here. Cut a portion of this down. Take part of this off. And so what did I say? So if this is 6.5, so I need 6 1/4 by 2 3/4. 2 3/4 2 3/4. So I can get that off of there. Let me make sure it's going to be fitting in here. Yeah, so 2 3/4 by 6 1/4. And I can make a collage on some of them, but I do want at least one of them having this full part on there. So there's that one, and I do like that. Okay, so now I'm just going to round off these corners. And I'm going to distress the edges. Okay, so I've got everything distressed. And what I'm wanting to do is, like I said, I'm going to do a cluster. But I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here. Like, well, this is going to be going on here, and then this on here. But I want to stitch this together first, or at least I'm going to glue it and stitch it together. But I guess I'll do my cluster part of it first, so that it's already on here before I glue it down on there. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and do some decorating. And I've got a little bit of fabric that I'm going to use on here. So I'm just going to randomly add some on each one of these. Because it's fun just to have different textures and fabrics and things of that nature. So I'm going to have some fabric and then some of this paper and different things like that. So we're going to see how it turns out. And I'm just cutting it because I want to use some of all three of these. I don't want to make it too thick, but let's see what we can come up with. I'm just going to get some strips and we're going to make clusters with it. All right, so we have some tulle and just some muslin, 2 different shades of muslin fabrics that we're going to add on there. All right, so for this one, I want to have some of it coming out from the bottom. So we'll kind of have it going on there like that. And then some of it can kind of come over the top of it. And then maybe another little old piece I could stitch on some kind of a way. maybe like that. Let me just go ahead and glue it, and then we'll see. Actually, before I glue it, I want to get a little piece of this, and I think I want to get a little piece of this doily. I think I'm gonna put some doily, just a little bit of a piece of a doily on each one of these. Let's see. Is this one or two? I really like this pattern too. This pattern of doily. I wonder. Let's see. I think it'll look good, kind of coming out like that. Yeah, I'm gonna glue this completely onto here. That way it stays. So let me do that. I'm not going to distress that part. I'm just going to just put some glue on it and stick it together on there. When I craft, it all kind of comes together at one time in my head. I don't really have it all sorted out yet, but I'm okay with that too. All right, so let's go ahead and glue on this fabric. Like I said, we're going to layer some of this. Matter of fact, I'm going to have the fabric coming down a little bit down like that. And then, and you know, I think I want to have some blue coming down. So I'm going to take this strip, and I have, well, if I can find it, I have my little punch that I'm going to use. This is like a border punch. And I'm just going to I'm gonna make some borders. If I can cut it right. And I'm going to use some of these to kind of decorate the clusters. Alright, and then I'm just going to cut some of it, because I don't want it too thick. And then I want to cut these little parts. And then that way we've got we've got our border right here. And I think I'm going to have it kind of coming down like so. Then we're going to add this on there, this little tool. Like I said, I like to have layers. And then we can put our pocket on here. I'm only putting glue on just the two sides. That way the pocket's still kind of open a little bit. And then we've got this right here. And I'm going to stitch that first, and then I can add more decorations on. So I'm going to decorate these the same way. So we're going to add, I think I'll put this, oh yeah, I need to add a little bit of brown. Actually, whenever I do add this on this one, this fabric on here, I'm probably going to have like a zigzag, not a zigzag, but a, what do you call these, little snippet. I'm going to turn this fabric into like a little snippet, like a little mini snippet whenever I do stitching on there, and I'll do that in a little bit. So I'm just going to put some music on, and I'm going to decorate these and stitch the pockets on, and then we'll get back to finishing the rest of it. So we're going to go ahead and glue this on. So this is going to go onto this black one. And I could leave this and make this a pocket as well as make this a pocket, but I'm not. I'm just going to kind of keep it simple. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this together. You can use paste, or you can use whichever type of glue that you're comfortable using. I'm just using some art glitter glue because that's what's close to me. All right, so we've got this one, and basically what I'm going to be doing is okay, this is obviously the front, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the back of each one. Each one of them is going to have, you're going to have, one side's going to be a base of black and the other one's going to be a base of blue. And then this is the back, because this is going to be the journal side, but it's going to be a pocket tag, you know what I mean? But you can journal on it, and you're going to have a pocket right here. And then yeah, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and glue, let's see, this side, and this side, because we're going to leave the pocket open on the side. And I'm going to add a what do you call it? Hold on. And make sure that this is level and even on both sides. I'm going to add, I think I might take a piece of this and make, let me just see what it looks like. Have a whale tail tag. I think that'll look good up here. Yes, I will. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just cut 3 whale tail tags out. Let's see. I like the deep blue colors of these. All right, so we've got those. I'm gonna go ahead and distress them because I'm gonna be using them up here, and they need to be distressed. But before I actually add these on there, also, I'm going to stitch going around it. So maybe I should go ahead and glue these on and then stitch going around the edges. And then finish decorating. That's what I'll do. Yeah. So what I did decide to do was the ones that had the blue pockets, because I have 2 that have the blue pockets, and then I have the one that has the black pocket. So the one that has the black pocket has the blue main background, and then the ones with the blue have the main black background, if that makes any sense. So, and then this is going to go on here. Like centered. I like that contrast in color. And then I'm going to add this on here. And of course, I think I'm going to leave this side open this time. So I'll put some glue on these 2 sides. Just to kind of make it fun, you know what I mean? So we're going to line these up, make sure that they match up, fronts and backs. And then we're going to be stitching these. And we've got us a pocket right here on this one. As soon as that dries. And then of course we've got our pocket right here. And then we're getting ready to do the same thing with this one. So I'll go ahead and glue that down. So I'm going to glue these down, stitch it, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so when I stitched these, I forgot to go ahead and stitch the one side, like where the opening of the pocket is. That way I wouldn't stitch it together. So I had to leave it open, but I'm taking a pen and I'm just going to, a Posca pen, well, and I'm just going to create some faux stitch lines. If I can get the pen to act right. Because that's what I did on these two right here, was I just added Posca markers, pen marks, just to give it that stitched look. And I'm just putting scribbles on here, basically, just doodling on some stitch lines. And I'm going to do it on both sides. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to glue on our tabs. And we're going to start decorating using some of those things that were on the, that came with the kit. Some of the ephemera and stuff. And I don't want to like overdo it, like take away from the look. Like I like that bird right there, so I do want it to show. And of course I want that stitch to show, and then part of that flower. So I'm not going to put too much on here, you know. So I'm probably, I'll make like a little cluster down through here. I'll finish off the pocket cluster. And then we'll put some tags in here to complete it. Some tags, and maybe even an added journaling spot or something to go inside of here, to go in and come out of there, you know. So, but first we're going to do some decorating. And I did go ahead and take the time out to emboss some of the embellishments. That way I could just go ahead and use them and wouldn't have to embellish them or decorate the embellishments as I'm trying to embellish the tags themselves, and it wouldn't take quite as long. So basically what I did with some of these, I don't know if you can tell, is I embossed them, like the bike, and just different ones like that. And I'll show you if I use something that's embossed, which I probably will. So we'll probably use the ice cream, may use this little cup. I might even just use this little bike. Yeah, I think I'll use the bike and the flower, because I like that flower, because it kind of goes with that flower behind it. Yeah. Yeah, I will. I sure will. I'll use the bike. Make sure I get it glued on here good. I'm just going to kind of put it down in between where this little, what do you call it? Whatever that is. I don't know why I can never think of the names of stuff. Snippet. That's the word I was looking for. Snippet. Yeah. So I'm going to put it down through there. We'll just put, covering up my doily. But I guess that'll be okay. And I'm going to have to put this down in there so that that glue from the flower doesn't close this pocket all the way up, because it has a tendency to do that. So we'll make sure that that glue gets on here instead of on there, and it'll come loose, so I'm not too worried about it. But all right, so we've got that there, and then we have space so it'll finish drying without attaching right there. I need something here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Probably, I think I want to put this, I want to put it here. Or do I want to put it here? I think I want to put it right in here. I'm going to put it right in there. It's always fun when it's time to decorate and add the embellishments. I mean, it's fun doing all of it, but I really like this part better than the actual construction. I don't know why, but I do. And I think we're gonna add this little ice cream. I'll go ahead and put that there. And I feel like I need something else, a word or something maybe. That's cute. 7. I think that's too dark for this. So we will use maybe, let's see, this is wonderful. Maybe use that. I don't know if I should put it like this. Or I think I'll put it like that because it comes out. And I'll probably back it with some black cardstock. And maybe I should use the word journey. Yeah, I'll use journey since you got the little bike. And then wonderful. I like that. We'll put that here. And then, let's see, kindness. I like that. All right, and then we're just going to back these onto some black cardstock. Or before I back it onto some cardstock, maybe I like this little yellowish kind of look. Maybe I'll add this to here and then back it onto some cardstock. That's what I'm going to do. Just give it some extra color. Let me put this one here. I know I have a piece. I'm not going to search for it. I'm supposed to have a piece of black cardstock somewhere, like left over, and I don't know where I put it. I always lose my stuff. Oh, there, here we go. Knew I had some. Yeah, okay. So we're going to add this and just a little bit of this. We have journey. I may just tear it instead of cutting it. Yeah, I think I like that. And I'm going to do the same with this, but I think I may use, I thought I had some blue tissue. I do have a little bit of this blue tissue. But I want, well, blue won't look right, so we'll stick to the yellow. Yeah. So journey, wonderful, and kindness. Okay, and now I'm going to add okay, so I got the ribbon on, and then I'm just gonna add just a dab of oh god, where's my water? Oh, here it is. I'm just gonna just get some what do you call it? Some little paint spatters, just a little bit. Yeah. I think that's good enough. Yeah, right there we go. All right. Okay, so we've added our little splatters on there, and then I found some embellishments that I'm just going to put on here. On the front, we have like a seashell, an elephant, and I think it's a little fox. I think that's what that is. Yeah. And we're just going to add this through the fabric. And it's going to dangle. Okay, so we need 3 little old, let's see, this is approximately 2 inches. Some say 1.5 by about 3 1/4 inches. 1.5 by 3 1/4 inches. Let me move this out the way. And then for the journal cards, we need it smaller than, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna just say 5.5 by 2.5 by 5.5. That's what I want to make it. Okay, so I'm going to need tabs on here, and therefore I'm going to use, let's see, for the 2 white ones, I'm going to use a piece of beige, and then for the beige, I'll use a piece of white. So, I'm just going to cut it at about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches. I'll do 1.5 inches. Yeah. And then I guess I can round these corners off, and then I'm going to cut this down to 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to shorten it to about 2.5 inches. And then I'm going to fold each, well, first I'm going to round the corners off. And then I'm going to distress, well, I'm going to fold them in half and then distress them. And then I'm going to glue them on each one of the tabs. So we're going to fold that one in half. Make sure it matches. Do the same thing with this. Fold that in half. And then fold this in half. And then we're going to distress it and then glue it on. Okay, so I feel like the cards need something. So I'm just going to stamp on one of these. I'm just going to I think it looks better. Yes. With the stamp of some type on there. Yes, that's a whole lot better, I think. And then I'm just going to add one. Just something random. Here. Alright. So we got that. And I'm just going to do that to each one of these, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm finally satisfied with these, and I just added the stamped images on there, and I think that makes it look a lot better. So we have our word kindness, and we have some splatters. We have our embellishment right here. We have a little fabrics. What do you call it? Ribbon right here. And then we have our embossed ice cream embellishment, pocket here, snippet there, and then we have our layers of fabrics and things like that. And then you have your journaling spot up on this side. So there's the first one. And then the second one, we have our little elephant embellishment on our tab. And then the word wonderful. Then the ice lemonade or juice or whatever it is, and you can see the embossing on there. And then we have our little pocket and our little layers. Same thing on here. You know, your side pocket, and then you have this last one right here, and this one comes out. Have that, and our little bicycle. And I embossed it as well. And here's our little fussy cut flower and pocket. And then we have a little seashell right here for the embellishment. And that's pretty much it, guys. So what do you think? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, blog, and Ko-Fi site. And I'll have a link in the description of where I got these at. And these are freebies. And if you just like to play, you can. And as always, thanks so much for watching.